Okay, so question is, which fuel is the best in Hytale? And to answer that question, we're going to set up a test here. We have 10 different furnaces. So logs, planks. Oh, you can't use fences. Oh, sad days. I guess we're going to use the logs after all. Doors, which are worth 2 logs apiece. Wardrobes, which are worth 4 logs apiece. We've got our tree sap. We've got our fiber. We've got our charcoal. We've got our pile of sticks, which is worth 5 sticks apiece. And then we've got just sticks. We're going to let these all burn until they burn out, either run out of fuel or finish their 25 iron. And then we will see where we're at when we get back. Okay, we've got everything compiled into these 2 chests. And first we're going to take at the worst. So the worst is going to be definitely the wardrobe, because it takes 4 logs per wardrobe, and 100 of them only smelted 7 ingots. We produced 50 charcoal, which is decent, but that's very, very expensive. Half as expensive are the doors, only taking 2 logs apiece, but still only smelting 7 ingots, producing 50 charcoal, and we have 18 ingots, or 18 unsmelted ore. Now, this one is kind of objectively not terrible. 100 plant fiber smelted up 14, which is double the amount of the doors and wardrobes. Produce the same amount of charcoal. We only have 11 left. So, very easy to get a hold of in relatively high quantities. So, not terrible if you have to use it, but there are better options, in my opinion. Moving on to the better fuel sources. Starting at the low end here, we have the pile of sticks, which honestly, I should move these into the bad chest because that 100 piles of sticks smelted up the 25 ingots and produced 44 charcoal, whereas the regular sticks did the exact same and produced the exact same, but this is going to be 5 times as expensive because each one of these requires 5 sticks. So piles of sticks, 5 times more expensive than sticks. Don't use them, use sticks if you're going to go that route, which I do a lot of smelting with sticks because I end up with a ton of them. Okay, moving on to the mid-tier ones here, we have charcoal, which objectively it is probably one of the best because you end up with a lot of it due to, using sticks or any of the other wood items. Downside is it does not produce any more charcoal, but you've got it, use it. It's going to be one of the best. Tree sap, also really good, produces 29 charcoal for 25 iron ingots smelted. Same with planks, 29 charcoal for the 25 ingots smelted. Now moving on to, I don't think these are the best, but they require, or they consume the least amount, and it's going to be your logs. So there's no difference between lightwood, hardwood, I assume any of the other logs. It's all going to be the same. 100 logs is what we started with, and we smelted 25 iron ingots, and we produced 19 charcoal per 25 ingots. So if you end up with tons of logs, sure, go for it. I mean, I cut down a whole bunch of the baobab trees, and I have a ton. So if I wanted to use those for smelting, I think that's perfectly reasonable. And you're going to end up with a decent amount of charcoal in the process. So there you go. Okay, looking at our spreadsheet here, we have our inputs on the left here, our outputs, and then our outputs per log or stick for the various ones that are crafted. So starting off with our logs, Each log will smelt 0.64 ingots, and for every log you get 0.48 charcoal. I have these placed in B tier, just personal preference. I don't like to use logs if I don't have to, but they are a good fuel source. I could probably put them in A if I wanted, but I put them in B. Next up we have charcoal, which is clearly an S tier for me. It does not have many other purposes, and you get quite a bit of it. And one charcoal will smelt 0.42 ingots. And yeah, there's not much to say about it. It's a really good fuel source. Next up is our planks, and it will also smelt 0.42 ingots, and per plank you get on average 0.49 charcoal, which is still 0.42 logs per operation, so not near as good as the logs themselves. So that's why they are in C tier. Next up we have our sap. It's the same as the planks as far as the outputs, 0.42 ingots per sap, 0.49 charcoal per sap, but we get a lot of it in our tree chopping, so I moved it to A tier because I don't have a lot else to do with it, so I think that's where it's gonna go. Next up we have our sticks, and these smelt 0.28 ingots per stick, and they on average give 0.5 charcoal per stick. I have sticks in S tier because I get so many sticks from tree chopping that I think that is really the go-to fuel source, at least so far. Early access and all, you know, they might end up bringing in a better fuel source, which, you know, I hope they do, but if not, you know, sticks are still going to be my go-to. Next up, we have our plant fiber. Each plant fiber smelts 0.14 ingots, and we get 0.5 charcoal per plant fiber. And I put this in B tier because we do end up with quite a lot of it from tree chopping and chopping weeds and stuff, but it's not like really great, but it's serviceable if you have to. I would rather smelt logs, but not by much. All right, next up is our pile of sticks. It also smelts 0.28 ingots per item, which is the same as our sticks. But remember, this is 5 times as expensive. If you look over to the right, the output per stick is 0.056 instead of the normal 0.28. Next up, we have the door. It is 0.07 ingots per door, which is terrible. Absolutely terrible. But we are getting 0.5 charcoal. Now, if we go down to our base, it costs 2 logs to craft a door. So that is 0.035 ingots per log used. So very bad. Oh, we did put the pile of sticks in D tier. The door is in F tier. And then the wardrobe, it smelts the same at 0.07, but it takes 4 logs to craft instead of 2. And that puts it at 0.018 ingots per log for using the wardrobe. And that is why it is in the F- tier. It is awful. I do not recommend ever using them unless you just have a ton that you've looted somewhere and you just want to get rid of them. So that's the inputs and outputs of those 9 items in Hytale. My personal opinions on the tier list. So what do you guys think is the best fuel source in the game currently? Let me know down in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one.